So guys, today I'll be talking about how I started being outside, doing bushcraft and going hiking. So me being outside has nothing to do with gear and equipment. It's nice to have, but the main part is being out here, enjoying myself, having a good time, relaxing and having what I call these mental breaks. So today I'll be showing you where I started and where I am now. Let's go inside and find some gear that we can bring on a small trip. So guys, the first thing I would look into is your clothing. Depending on where you live and what your weather forecast tells you, clothing is an essential part of being outside. Most of us has good clothing at home, warm clothing, isolating clothing, for example some headgear. I usually always bring a hat and a pair of gloves. So find yourself a good jacket, some good pants, and if you have, a good thing is a nice pair of boots in a good leather material. A good pair of boots for your feet will keep you warm and dry. Guys, over the years I've been accumulating, I would say a fair amount of gear for when going outside. Is this necessary? Absolutely not. Is it nice to have? It sure is. So what I would also recommend getting is one of these, or whatever you can find, a sitting pad. This is just a folding sitting pad that you can use when outside to isolate you and keep you dry and warm from the ground. So this is really lightweight. It is easy and it's it's cheap and affordable too. This one is from the brand Asivic, and I've been testing this out for a while and I actually quite like this. I have a lot of different cook gear. Small stoves, alcohol burners, and stuff like that. Pots and pans, knives, axes, folding saws. I have it all, and I didn't start with this. This gear I bought over time. A good investment to me is also a decent bag. I have a bunch of different backpacks that I use, but let's just go with this one today. Right now I'm testing this small setup with a small Hultfors bushcraft axe. This is just a Victorinox multi-tool, and inside of this I just have a fire steel, some paracord, small cooking setup with my bushcraft stove, and some other cool items. I'll be doing a video about this in the future. So as you can see, this is where I'm now, but let me just show you how I started. Let's go downstairs. So guys, when I started out doing this small 1, 2, 3 hour trips, I just found these nearby forests, and then I went for a walk. What I usually brought was a few snacks. This is some barbecue corn snacks, and this is some cashew nuts. I usually just pack them in these small plastic containers. And I would take some of the cashew nuts too, just like that. And I won't be going for a long time, so this is perfectly fine. If I have a small hunger, you could bring whatever. You could take a protein bar, or a banana, or some fruit, or whatever you like. This is just a small snack. I like coffee, so I usually bring, this is just a glass container from that we used to have jam in. And I just feel so I have for around 2 or 3 cups of coffee. Then I have my Stanley thermo bottle, and I just fill this with boiling water. Just like that. I bought this the other day. This is a GSI thermo cup. This is nice and sturdy. You could use this to boil things if you start a fire, but this is just the setup that I'm rocking. You could also just bring one of your cups from home. So when I bring this, I don't have to worry if one of these breaks and I have to explain myself to my wife. Yeah, just kidding. So a pair of gloves, a hat or a cap, a sitting pad, a thermo bottle and a cup, small snack, some grinded coffee, a nice jacket, and a backpack. Let's just pack this up and get going. Let's get going. Now you find yourself some simple gear. You put on your clothes and you went outside. So what now? What do you do when you're outside, out hiking or doing some bushcrafting? To me that's the cool part. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be present. Be aware of the watch and listen to the animal sounds, and a day like this it's really clear to see the animal paths. These are like small highways, animal highways. And it's really cool if you get to know your area, because then you know where to look if you want to see animals living outside, just being animals. So to me, this is the best part. It's just being outside, getting some fresh air, getting some free exercise, not being locked up in an inside gym, waiting for the bench press to be available so I can get my 3 sets in. There's nothing wrong with exercising or going to a gym. I've been doing that a lot when I was younger, and that's perfectly fine too. But to me, this is what works. And the best part is not the exercise I get when I walk, but the best part is my head not being drained, but being recharged when I'm out here. And only an hour makes a big difference for me. When I get home, I'm more happy, I'm more present, and I'm a better person. But let's find a place to sit and enjoy a cup of coffee and a few snacks. So this old stump is where I'll be taking a small break. So let's set up camp. These sitting pads, as I mentioned earlier, they are money well spent. You don't have to be the Asavik brand that I'm using. You could just buy a inexpensive sleeping pad or find one in a Goodwill or a thrift store. Actually, this bag is from one of my thrift store videos, and it was really inexpensive and I've used it a lot. So when you're starting out, you don't have to buy expensive gear. You just need to go outside. And when you get more and more experience and you get to be more secured about the area, about yourself, about your equipment, then you can upgrade. Then you can buy new gear, you can buy more high-end gear if that's what you want. And I like quality equipment. I like high-end knives and bushcraft and axes and stuff like that. So I spend a lot of money on equipment because, yeah, buy once, cry once. I usually spend a good chunk of money on new gear because it will hold and serve me for a long time. And if you don't like the gear, you can always sell it on marketplace or whatever service you use in the country you're from. When you're dealing with second-hand gear, it's my experience that it's way easier to sell high-end and well manufactured gear than it is selling cheap and bad quality equipment. But that's the cool part. This bag is high-end, but it was inexpensive because I bought it at a Goodwill store. So if you want to get started, go check out your Goodwill stores in your city. Maybe they have something that some people didn't want or didn't need that you can buy cheap. Or else go check Marketplace or one of the other services you have in your country for second-hand gear. But do whatever you want. The most important part is that you just get outside. So guys, the moral of the story: gear is nice, high-end gear is really nice, but it's not necessary. Just go outside, get to know your area. If you live in the city, go find a park. Maybe commute a few kilometers outside of the city. What I usually do when I need or when I want to find a new place that I can go for a hike or on a small bushcraft trip, then I go check out Google Maps. Let me just show you. So I open my app and I start scrolling or just looking. I have a satellite view on the map, so I'm able to see roads and green areas. Where I live, you are allowed to walk in private forests if they meet the requirements of the size. They have to be around 12 to 13 acres, and you're only allowed to walk on trails. You're not allowed to walk out of the trail, and you're only allowed to walk on trails. So that's the general rule here in Denmark. I always follow the signs. Usually there are signs in the Danish forests, and a lot of forests are also owned by the Danish state, and you are allowed to stay in them. Sometimes I just use Google and I search for shelters. We have a lot of shelters in Denmark too that you are allowed to book and use for the night if you want to sleep. So I go to Google and I search, Let's just search shelters in Denmark and see what comes up. You can do the same for your country. And as you can see, the first we have, I press that, and then I'm able to see all the public available shelters. Sometimes it's also private people who, for whoever wants to use them, you just have to book them a few days in advance. So I usually go to Maps or go to Google when I'm planning my trips, if I'm going on a longer hike, or if I'm planning a longer bushcraft trip where I'm planning to stay the night. Then I usually find these areas using Google Maps. But guys, that's it for me today. This was just supposed to be a small video trying to engage some of you who maybe are insecure about how do I even start being outside? Do I have what it takes? Do I have the required equipment, or is it even something I like to do? My best advice is just find an area, find a forest or whatever, and just go. Pack some coffee, pack some snacks, put on some good clothing, and get going. It's a woodpecker. I don't know if you can hear it pecking the... My best advice, just get going. You won't regret it. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Leaf Outdoors, signing out. Have a great day, guys.